Hey, so, you know, I understand I'm not going to be for everybody, and I'm not trying to be for everybody. My message is definitely not for the average person. It's for people who like to live with common sense. And as Paramahamsa Nithyananda said so beautifully, I am not for the common man, I am for the common sense man. Now, I want to talk about just all of the attacks, from Christian missionaries and just attacks from everywhere on what Swamiji is doing. Now, whenever you propose a higher possibility for humanity, he says that that could be a very, very dangerous thing. But if you propose, death and illness and fear, he used the example as like presenting movies like, all of these doomsday movies. When you propose that, people eat it up, they love it. But when you propose a higher possibility, you're called all kinds of liars, cheat, you're a scam, you are just, you take all kinds of abuse, death threats, and I mean, like, Swamiji takes a lot of abuse. And I didn't know actually how deep and how severe the abuse that he handles with such amazing grace. I mean, like, he's only doing this because he's trying to revive an enlightened Vedic community. This is how human beings lived in peace thousands of years ago. And he's trying to revive this science of enlightenment for the common man, right? Because it was stolen from them, from the British. And they basically stole this education from India to suppress the this information, because you basically can't enslave a person who's enlightened. You cannot. And so you can't rule a society, you can't control people. And so he's reviving that. And so clearly we can just imagine, how that would disrupt a lot of things that are in society. If you have people who feel whole and complete and happy and healthy at that, what the hell do we need any of this bullshit for? Fucking, like, people are out here taking 20 different medications a day. I mean, closets full of clothes that they hardly ever even wear. Like, just the excess, the sickness that we are all, like, well, y'all get the point. We're all suffering right now. And the only way out of that is, through raising your consciousness. But because people are in a closed, like, I used to practice Christianity about 10 years ago, I think. And, like, I was really practicing, like, Sunday school, like, Bible study, like, in church, like, 3 days a week. So I'm really not here to argue with nobody. I am just speaking again for people who understand that there is more to life. A lot of these quotes and a lot of these famous quotes that we all like and read, they have a root. The person coming up with the quote, whether it be Einstein or a yogi, anybody coming up with these profound wisdom quotes, people take that as a feel-good moment and, like, oh wow, that feels good, and, like, they carry on their life. They don't question, where did that enlightened wisdom come from? It has a seed, it has a root. Like, we have to, like, get from out of the surface of words and go, and go to the root. Because everything has a seed, everything has a root. Like the 10 Commandments, for example, I learned that in church, And I want to specifically use 2 that say, thou shalt not steal and thou shalt not murder, meaning take another life. But I don't think I heard my pastor or any pastor ever mention veganism, ever, in relation to living a non-violent life. You are taking a life by eating animals. Like, there actually is no reason to still eat meat in 2017. Like, all the evidence shows, like, I'm not here to get into evidence of why veganism, is better for your life and the planet. The point is that I never heard veganism in relation to thou shalt not murder or thou shalt not steal. You're stealing another life and murdering. Like, you're supporting all of that. Like, whether you like it or not, whether anybody likes it, like, it's violence. It's violence. And until we can become more sensitive, because I just became a vegan like 4 months ago. So, like, I'm not here to, like, make anybody feel shame. This is not about making anybody feel shamed. It's to get you to understand that once I came to the realization that this was violence, then I could no longer partake in that type of diet. I just absolutely cannot. I could not. Do you understand what I'm saying? It had nothing to do, like, I knew that, like, meat diets was bad for your health. Like, I mean, I kind of knew that maybe being vegan was better, but, like, that wasn't enough for me to change. It wasn't until my guru mentioned the violence, the depth of not only the violence that you're committing to taking another life, but then you're ingesting their pain patterns, their fear patterns, and their violence, their anger when they're being slaughtered. You're consuming all of that on a molecular level. Like, whether anybody wants to like it, what I'm saying, or not, like, click off the video. Like, the point is that was the realization for me. Like, oh my God, I've been committing so much violence against my body, against my consciousness, against a life. Taking life is anti-life. That's the sin. Taking life is the sin. So until all of us as a collective begin to understand that is a form of violence, then we will start to begin to know what real peace in the world is. Until then, I don't want to hear anybody using the, like, I want peace, and I'm saying I want peace, and you're sitting here eating animals. I'm just realizing how ridiculous that even sounds. You're all about going green, but, like, you eat meat though. Like, that is so ridiculous. Like, now is not the time anymore to be, like, wanting to sit in the dark. Like, you're gonna suffer all this karma. Everything is coming to a head now, and the line is being drawn in the sand, and people are going to get really, really sick. And the sicknesses in this country, if you have not realized, is really high. So that's really all I wanted to say, I guess, today. I don't know. I didn't really have, like, a point to this video. I just really needed to get some of those things out. Some things that's just been sitting on me. And again, I'm not gonna be here for everybody, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be blessed, and take care.